Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results and your WWE main event. Happy birthday goes to Alex Riley. He was born April 28, 1981. Also Drew Gulak, April 28, 1987. Paul Roma had a birthday April 29th. He was born 1960. April 29th, Titus Oneil. April also on the 29th, Jay Lethal from Ring of Honor, formerly of Black Machismo, TNA. He was born 1985. And on the 30th, Abdul Bashir. He was born 1984. WWE referee Chad Patton took to Twitter on Monday and wrote the following on controversial finish in a steel cage match between Roman Reigns and WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar at Friday's greatest Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia. The finish saw Lesnar get the win after Reigns speared him through the cage wall, causing Lesnar to hit the floor first on his back only. Feet never touched floor. It's interesting to see how the storyline plays out, but he did make an apology on that later on. I guess he read my tweets from what I said to WWE myself. Look at the video, and you'll see that Roman Reigns is your clear winner. No questions asked. Referee could not see it. That's why you always have in a cage match another referee outside watching it. Whatever happened to him? Don't know. As Patton wrote, I understand I made an incorrect decision and want to apologize. During the #Universal title match at WWE GRR, I saw Brock Lesnar go through the cage first and was concerned for the health and safety of both superstars. The Rock revealed on Instagram that his good bud John Cena will play the lead role in an upcoming movie, The Jansen Directive, which will be produced by The Rock's $7 Bucks production company for Universal Studios. Congrats, man. I'm excited to go on this journey with you, Johnson wrote on Instagram. Thank you for your commitment to the role, and remember, as your producer, if you screw up, I'm coming to set and dropping the people's elbow on you. And you know firsthand how devastating my elbow drops can be. Congrats, my friend, and let's go make a good one. According to Variety, Johnson was originally slated to star in the action thriller, but had to opt out due to his busy schedule and will serve as a producer only. In the Instagram post, Johnson also told the story about suffering an injury early during their match at WrestleMania 29, as Johnson noted that Cena came to him with 2 shots of moonshine after the match and said, "Here, this will kill the pain." You've seen that link for you. Raw superstar Dolph Ziggler has a busy week, as he will be on Fox Business show Kennedy Nation on Tuesday and will be doing stand-up comedy at the Carlson Comedy Club in Rochester, New York on Wednesday, as Ziggler tweeted at this link. Matt Hardy wished Titus Oneil a happy birthday today. He also explained O'Neill's fall at the WWE Greatest Royal Rumble in that he was simply sliding into the Jeddah wormhole portal that leads directly to the Hardy compound. If you missed it, the Great Fall, you can see it in this link. CNN is reporting Avengers Infinity War has already made $630 million worldwide in its opening weekend, crushing the previous record of $541 million for the Fate of the Furious. It's estimated to make around $250 million in the U.S. this weekend. In the film, Batista reprises his role as Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. The weekend box office was dominated by movies starring former WWE champions. Avengers Infinity War, featuring Batista, had the biggest domestic and worldwide opening in history, bringing in $250 million domestically and $630 million worldwide. According to Box Office Mojo, Rampage, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, was number 4 and took in $7.1 million domestically to bring its cumulative to $77 $2.93 million domestic, $334 million worldwide. Blocker, starring John Cena, was at number 8 with $2.945 million and sits at $53.215 million domestic, $75.3 million worldwide. WWE will be releasing a new DVD on Hall of Famer Macho Man Randy Savage on May 28th in the UK, May 29th in the United States, and July 18th in Australia. Randy Savage Unleashed, the unseen matches of the Macho Man, will be a 3-disc set that features almost 9 hours of footage. Below is a trailer. Here's a trailer for the set that features the first look at host segments with Corey Graves, Sean Mooney, Bailey, and WWE Hall of Famer Diamond Dallas Page, according to WrestlingDVDNetwork.com. Ooh yeah, dig it. Drew McIntyre was not at Friday's Greatest Royal Rumble event, although his tag team partner Dolph Ziggler was in a 50-man Royal Rumble match. Clearly, something known ahead of time, as he hadn't been featured in a promotional material for the event. According to PW Insider, they were told that the likely reason that McIntyre wasn't booked for the event was because there wasn't enough time to get his visa worked out, since he was so recently brought up to the main roster. Natalya posted a photo on her Instagram story over the weekend of herself and McIntyre at Hard Knocks South Gym in Tampa. Instagram.com, Natty by Nature. During WrestleMania 30, WWE's website notes that Braun Strowman will be bringing his greatest Royal Rumble title belt and trophy to tonight's Raw in Montreal. No word on if he'll be wearing the title regularly, but WWE's website also teased that the GRR will be an annual event, which has not been confirmed. During WrestleMania 34 week, how new Raw Tag Team Champion Matt Hardy led a woken parade on Bourbon Street. Hardy recently took to his YouTube channel and posted the footage here at this link during the parade. Kane is currently backstage for tonight's Raw in Montreal. According to PW Insider, it's interesting that Kane is in town for tonight's show, as tomorrow is a big primary election in Knox County, Tennessee, as he has been running for the office of mayor. No word on yet if Kane will be appearing, but stay tuned for the results. Alexa Bliss is a WWE superstar that will be taking over the Champ Sports Snapchat account at this link during the Raw episode. And in that link, you can see first clips backstage. WWE Shop has released a t-shirt for former Raw Tag Team Champion Braun Strowman and Nicholas, the 10-year-old son of WWE referee John Cone. Adult sizes are currently going for $27.99, while youth sizes are priced at $24.99. Remember to visit WWE Shop. Also, go to a live event and probably get a t-shirt for $25. WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler recently indicated on his Dinner with the King podcast that WWE might be paying their female superstars for last Friday's Greatest Royal Rumble event, even though they didn't wrestle, even though that they were unable to appear due to the culture in Saudi Arabia. PW Insider has confirmed that the female superstars are being paid as they would have been on the show. WWE reportedly received major money from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for what was the first event under a 10-year deal with the two sides. Main event spoilers. Lance Dorado and Grand Metallic with Kalisto defeated Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher. Breezango defeated The Revival. Raw opened up with a video package on last Friday's Greatest Royal Rumble event from Saudi Arabia. We're live from the Bell Center in Montreal with Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Jonathan Coachman, who was back after having last week off. We go right to the ring. Roman Reigns comes out into major heat. We see pictures from the controversial finish to the steel cage match with Roman and Universal Champion Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia, and a tweet from referee Chad Patton where he admitted a bad decision. Raw General Manager Kurt Angle also backed up the decision in a YouTube video. The boos got louder as Reigns takes the mic and the announcers compared the Montreal crowd to the post-WrestleMania crowd. Reigns says he won't make any excuses because there's no need, and the fans are still going crazy with their boos. We saw the footage of the tweet from the referee, so we're looking at the real Universal Champion. Fans chant Roman sucks now. Reigns says he should be Universal Champion, but he's not yet. A lot of fans doubted him and lost faith in him, but the fact is that he's a man of his word, and he kept his word. He beat Brock Lesnar in that cage, and that's why he will never lose faith in himself. Reigns says he would tell this to Lesnar right now, but we all know he's not here. So he will turn his attention to another man, the one who he will face Sunday at, and as he said, before he says Backlash, fans pop as Samoa Joe appears on the big screen. Joe taunts Reigns for failing in Saudi Arabia and says he will put him down on Sunday at Backlash. Music interrupts and in comes Jinder Mahal with a microphone. Sunil Singh is with him. Jinder says he hates excuses for shortcomings and says he has real excuse for his loss to WWE US Champion Jeff Hardy, but he doesn't like complaining. Jinder enters the ring and rubs Lesnar's loss in Reigns' face and threatens him for tonight. Music interrupts. Out comes Sami Zayn to a big hometown pop. Sami says they're complaining about losing at GRR, but he wasn't even able to go because of a serious case of vertigo at the hands of Bobby Lashley. But he's feeling much better and ready to make up for it tonight in his hometown. Sami reveals he will be facing Reigns tonight, and fans cheer. Kevin Owens' music hits, and out he comes to another hometown pop. Owens speaks from some French, and he gets a chant back from the crowd. Owens says, with all due respect, he knows his friend Sami can beat Reigns, but tonight the people want to see Owens versus Reigns. Fans chant yes again. Owens says that they have a situation now because Jinder also wants a piece of Reigns. Owens calls for the fans to cheer for which opponent Reigns should have. A popularity contest. Sami gets a good reaction, but Jinder gets mostly boos. Owens gets the biggest reaction. Owens approaches Reigns, but Reigns exits with the right hand. Sami and Jinder attack and beat Reigns down. Singh and Owens join in on the melee and make it a four-way beatdown. Music interrupts, and out comes Bobby Lashley for the save. Lashley fights off Singh and Zayn, but the numbers catch up to him. The heels are getting the upper hand when Braun makes his way out to a pop. Braun pushes Sami away first, and then Owens from the apron. Braun enters the ropes and is attacked by multiple heels. Lashley makes a save. Reigns is back at it now. Strowman, Lashley, and Reigns clear the ring. Braun presses Singh high in the air and tosses him out onto the other three outside the ring. Fans pop as Braun's music hits, and he stands tall with Lashley and Reigns. Still to come segment, Mickie James has challenged Natalya. Ronda Rousey will be in one corner, while Alexa Bliss will be on the other. We see Elias backstage drinking some tea he brought back from Saudi Arabia, used to help soothe his vocal cords. So he says. Elias will perform tonight and will be facing Bobby Roode. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Announcers confirmed the big six-man main event for tonight. Elias versus Bobby Roode. We go to the ring, and Elias is in the ring with his guitar and the spotlight. JoJo introduces him. Elias asks who wants to walk with him and talks about Bobby Roode. Elias says he's reaching a new level of fame that no one can understand, even Roode. Elias asks for everyone to shut their mouths and quieten their phones as he begins his latest song. Music interrupts. Out comes Bobby Roode. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and Elias has control of the rematch from last week. Roode fights back, but Elias takes it to the corner. Roode fights out of the corner and into another with chops. Roode floors Elias with a shoulder. Roode with more offense and a drop kick for a pop. Roode takes Elias back to the corner for some more chops. Elias sends Roode into the corner, but Roode gets his boot up. Roode goes up top for a blockbuster, but Elias kicks out. Elias goes to the floor for a breather. Roode follows, but Elias nails him. Roode decks Elias back and rolls him back into the ring. Elias goes for another breather, but Elias stops him from rolling out. Elias drops Roode over the top rope and then floors him. Elias keeps Roode grounded now and seems to be focusing on the throat and neck. The screen splits and we get a quick backlash promo. Elias keeps Roode grounded as the fans try to rally. Roode fights up and out, and Elias kicks him in the face off the ropes. Elias stomps away now. Elias scoots Rude and throws him across the ring. Elias approaches in the corner, but Rude kicks him. Elias with more chops, more back and forth. Elias connects with a mule kick and covers for a 2 count. Back to commercial. More back and forth after the break, with Elias getting the upper hand. They go to the top for a superplex, but Rude knocks Elias down to the mat. Rude comes flying off the top with a big clothesline. Rude calls for the glorious DDT, but Elias counters and they trade pin attempts. Elias rocks Rude on the apron. Elias sends Rude throat first into the turnbuckle, and he falls out to the floor. Referee starts counting. Referee goes to the floor and checks on Rude, still holding his neck. He calls for a trainer and stops the match. Rude is having trouble breathing as another referee and medics come out. Looks like Rude will be unable to continue. Elias takes the mic and announces himself as the winner, but he's met with a lot of boos. After the match, Elias heads to the back with his head held high as we go to replays. Elias stops on the stage and looks back at the officials, continue checking on Rude. Still to come segment, our 6-man main event with Reigns, Strowman, and Lashley versus Owens, Sammy, and Mahal. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we see footage of Rude being helped to the back during the commercial. Coleslaw says Rude is headed out to receive medical attention for the serious throat injury. There was no report during the rest of Raw on the injury. And nothing on the dirt sheets either. The Authors of Pain versus Jean-Paul and Francois, local wrestling talent. We go to the ring. Out comes Akam and Rezar, Authors of Pain. Charlie Caruso is backstage with 2 local enhancement talents, Jean-Paul and Francois. They speak in French first and talk about requesting this match and never backing down from a challenge. Music hits out. They come to a pop, fired up for the match. Rezar starts off with Francois and runs him over. Rezar tosses Francois into the corner and wants Jean-Paul to tag in. He also gets destroyed, and in comes Akam off the tag. They hit the super collider on the local jobbers and then hit the last chapter for the pin and the win. After the match, Akam and Rezar stand tall and the music hits. We go to replays. Akam says the Book of Pain remains open. Rezar says that there will be a chapter for every team on Raw. They talk more trash and promise destruction before dropping the mics and heading to the back. Still to come segment, Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins is here. Back to commercial. Back for a break, we get some media hype on the Greatest Royal Rumble. We go to the ring. Out comes Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins to a pop. We see Steels for the ladder match win over Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and The Miz at GRR. Rollins comments on how the wild crowd is here tonight and says the last month of his career has been wild too. Rollins talks about what he's been doing and says now here he is in Montreal, with a bunch of maniacs. Rollins gets another pop from the Montreal before we do the Olay chants. Well, Rollins takes it all in and is all smiles. Fan chant, you deserve it. And Rollins says something back in French. Parlez-vous français? Rollins says he doesn't want to be like Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. He brings up the controversial finish from the GRR and says he doesn't want to only show up when it's convenient for him. He wants to be a fighting champion and wants to fight every. And as he says that, music interrupts. Out comes Finn Balor to a pop. Balor mentions how close he came to winning the title at GRR. He congratulates Rollins for beating him, but barely. Balor says he had 4 singles matches and they're currently even at 2 apiece. Balor says Rollins is out here talking about being a fighting champion, about showing everyone you're a fighting champion, but putting the title on the line tonight? Fan chant, yes. In response, Rollins says he has to face The Miz on Sunday at Backlash with the title on the line, but he is a fighting champion and will leave it up to the fans. Rollins asks him if they want the match tonight, and of course they do. Music interrupts. Out comes Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, still being called the Miztourage and still using the Miz's theme song. Fans boo them and tell them not to worry about what the fans want, worry about themselves. Dallas says they should be fighting together. No, we all should be fighting together. They're in the ring now. Axel says they approached Rollins and Balor the wrong way last week, as they should have had a group conversation. Axel and Dallas opened their jackets to reveal creepy t-shirts with all 4 of their faces on them. Dallas tells them to forget about the Balor Club because they could be the 4 horsemen of WWE. They raise the 4 fingers But Balor and Rollins aren't sure. They turn their backs to talk it over. Rollins says, "That's going to be a hard no. Sorry." Axel is a bit sad, and Dallas rants about not needing them. Fans chant "loser" as they go to leave the ring, and they quickly turn back around to try to attack the babyfaces. But they get tossed out of the ring. Balor suddenly drops Rollins with a sling blade as some fans boo. Balor talks some trash and stands over Rollins for a second. Looking down at him, we get replays as Balor's music hits, and he heads to the back. Rollins stops on the ramp and looks back at a recovering Rollins. Talking more junk, Balor heads to the back. Still to come segment, Lashley team with Strowman and Reigns in the main event. Also, Titus O'Neil will address his fall at GRR. Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks is also scheduled. Back to commercial. And that match is up next. Sasha versus Ruby. We go to ring. Out comes Riott Squad. Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riott. Charlie's backstage with Sasha. Charlie asks Sasha if she attempted to work things out with Bayley to have her in her corner tonight. Sasha says unfortunately she will not have Bayley in her corner. They used to be the best of friends, but she hasn't heard anything back from Bayley. She goes on and says this division still runs on boss time, and if Ruby wants it, she can get it. Music hits. Out comes Banks to the ring. The bell rings and they lock up, aggressively taking it to the corner. They break and Ruby smirks at Banks. More back and forth early on as they look to get going. Ruby drops Banks for a pin attempt and then runs her over with a shoulder. Ruby runs the ropes, but Sasha connects with a stiff chop. Banks turns it back around and keeps Ruby grounded as we see Bayley watching backstage on a monitor. Ruby turns it around and unloads in the corner with stomps as Liv and Logan laugh from ringside. Ruby with more offense in the corner, including shoulder to the gut. Banks turns it around and out of the corner and takes Riott to the mat. Banks drops Riott and delivers double knees for a 2 count. Riott sends Banks to the floor in front of her partners. Banks drops Logan and Liv backs off. Ruby comes leaping to the floor, but Banks moves and goes back into the ring. Banks delivers a drop kick through the ropes to send Ruby back down on the floor. Banks stands tall in the ring as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Ruby has Banks grounded in the middle of the ring after a big counter during the break. Ruby has more offense and gets a 2 count. Ruby shows some frustration now. Ruby slams Sasha's face into the mat. Sasha fights back to her feet, but Ruby drops her with a shot to the back. More back and forth from the two. Banks with a crossbody coming out of the corner for another pin attempt. Banks with more offense, and Liv and Logan scream out at ringside. Ruby goes to the corner and nails a big cannonball onto Sasha for a close 2 count. Banks ends up getting the backstabber and the bank statement on Ruby, but Logan distracts the referee. The hold is broken thanks to an assist from Liv. Banks continues to fight Ruby off after the distraction. Banks with the big knees in the corner twice. Banks takes out Liv on the floor. Logan provides another distraction as Banks goes up top, allowing Ruby to cut Banks off. Ruby delivers a Riott kick and covers for the pin and wins the match. After the match, Riott Squad celebrates as we head to the back to replays. So to come segment, Titus will address his big moment at GRR. We get another moment of bliss pre-recorded segment with Sad Alexa talking about more about bullying. She recalls a trip to Disney World with then friend Nia Jax. Same one that she's done before. Who did nothing but mock her size all day and bully her. Bliss also recalls how Nia double-fisted turkey legs at lunch while she had the server bring Bliss a kids menu. She says Jax turned the happiest place on earth into the saddest day ever, but at Backlash, no matter what happens, Bliss will win her title back. Bliss says the match is for everyone who's had a Nia in their life. Bliss says for them, she will not let the bully win. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Corey announces Balor versus Rollins for tonight's main event. The title will be on the line. Renee's backstage with Titus O'Neil. She does a replay of the big fall at Friday's Greatest Rumble event. Titus goes to say the entrance went as planned, but he laughs and says he just fell. Plain and simple. Titus says what's important is that you get back up and not stay down. He hopes this incident inspires people too. But Barry Corbin appears and laughs at Titus. He mocks Titus and doesn't know why Renee is even wasting her time with Titus. Corbin walks off and Titus watches, nodding his head and saying, "That's just okay." And not to discuss our new Raw Tag Team Champions, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. We get a backstage video of Hardy reading a book, The Light in the Darkness. He says his story and Wyatt's story have always been told. Hardy shows us some famous stories and pieces of art with their faces photoshopped on it. The lights go out around Matt and Wyatt appears. He says their shadow will continue to consume everything. Behold, the leaders of worlds. They laugh and tell everyone to run. We see what happened last week with Ronda Rousey making the save for Natalya and took Mickie James out. Cole also shows us some social media posts and talks about how Rousey has been friends with Natalya for years after Eve Torres Gracie introduced them. Still to come, Natalya versus Mickie with Ronda and Bliss in their corners. Still to come, the six-man main event. Back to commercial. Well, that match is up next. Your main event. Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami versus Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman. Back for the break, JoJo introduces Sunil Singh out when he comes to the grand introduction for Jinder Mahal. Sami and Kevin were out next. Hometown boys. Strowman is out next first for his team as the others look on from the floor. Braun stares back at him. Bobby Lashley was out next. Roman was out last for his team to mostly booze. Reigns starts off with Jinder and Sami wants a piece of Reigns, so he tags right in. Owens tags in before the match gets going, but he immediately tags Sami back in. Roman fights Sami off and sends him to the floor. Sami kicks Reigns, but Reigns sends him into the barrier. Owens comes out, but Reigns rocks him with an uppercut. Reigns nails his big double job by on Sami and Owens against the apron as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Jinder goes at it with Reigns. Reigns drops Jinder and takes him to the corner. Lashley tags in and drops Jinder with an elbow. Lashley with more offense sends a big slam. Jinder slides out of a hold and Lashley wastes a bit of time. Lashley comes right back with a clothesline. Jinder shoves Lashley into the corner and then comes Sami for a quick double team. Sami keeps control of Lashley in the corner and Owens nails a cheap shot. Fans are cheering them. Sami goes for a suplex, but Lashley counters with a neck breaker. Lashley with a big corner clothesline and then a shoulder thrust. Owens gets a big pop as he comes in, takes control of Lashley. Jinder tags back in and beats Lashley down in the corner. Lashley tries to fight back, but Owens tags back in and knocks him back down. Owens drops Lashley in the middle of the ring and keeps him grounded with a chin lock. The screen splits again as we get another Backlash promo. Lashley fights Owens off, but Owens drops him and nails a senton in the middle of the ring. Lashley kicks out. Owens with a few more stomps before keeping Lashley down in the middle of the ring. Referee checks on Lashley as he starts fading in the hold. Lashley comes back and drops Owens face first into the mat. Braun and Reigns wait for a tag. Reigns tags in, as does Sami. Reigns with a clothesline and more offense. Reigns then drops Jinder off the apron. Reigns goes back to work on Sami with a big shot in the corner. Reigns nails one big final blow, and Sami hits the mat. Fans boo Reigns as he calls for a Superman punch. Singh comes in on the apron for a distraction, but Reigns takes him down before he can hit the Superman punch. Reigns drops Sami as he gets back up, but Owens tags himself in, and Reigns doesn't see it. Owens drops Reigns for a close 2 count. Owens argues with the referee and stomps Reigns as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Sami drags Reigns back to prevent him from tagging. Owens talks trash and working over Reigns. Owens levels Reigns for a close 2 count after a pop from the crowd. Owens argues with the referee again. Owens then mounts Reigns for more strikes and tags in Sami. Sami also mounts Reigns with strikes. Sami with a 2 count. Sami keeps Reigns grounded on the mat. Reigns fights up and out, breaking the hold with a backdrop. Braun reaches for a hot tag, but Owens tags in first and stops it from happening. Reigns fights off Sami and Jinder from the corner. Owens runs into a big boot. Reigns tries to make the tag, but Owens stops him. Reigns nails the Superman punch to Owens. Jinder tags in, stops the tag, and drops Lashley off the apron. Jinder turns back around to a Samoan drop from Reigns. Braun finally gets a hot tag from Reigns. Braun floors Jinder and runs around the ring for a huge shot to Owens. Flooring him on the outside, Braun goes back into the ring and levels Jinder again. Braun runs back outside and levels Sammy. Then sends Owens hard into the barrier. Braun comes back in. He runs into the ring post as Jinder moved out of the way. Sammy ran in, but Lashley took him out, launching him across the ring. Jinder drops Lashley. Jinder tagged in Owens for a double team, looking to whip him in the corner to splash Braun. Reigns comes out of nowhere and takes out Jinder. Owens with a super kick to Reigns and one to Braun to send him back into the corner. Owens runs for the corner cannonball, but Braun catches him and nails a big running power slam for the pin in the middle of the ring. Winners of the match, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, and Bobby Lashley. After the match, babyface stand tall as music plays. And we get replays. Still to come segment, Seth Rollins defends in the main event. Also, Baron Corbin versus No Way Jose. Back commercial. Back from the break, we get a video package with highlights from last Friday's Greatest Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia. Baron Corbin versus No Way Jose. We go to the ring. Out comes Baron Corbin to the stage with a microphone. He knocks the crowd some and promises that when tonight is all said and done, no one will be laughing. The music interrupts. Out comes No Way Jose with his conga line. We see footage from last week where Corbin attacked Jose from behind. The bell rings and they go at it. Jose fights Corbin into the corner, but Corbin comes back and forth for a bit before Corbin flattens Jose with a clothesline. Jose looks to make a comeback, sending Corbin out to the floor. Corbin runs back in, and Jose nails a big boot. Jose keeps control and goes to the top, but misses on the way down. Corbin turns around and works Jose over, but Titus Worldwide music hits. Out comes Apollo Crews, Dana Brooke, and Titus O'Neil. Brooke and Crews head to the ringside area to act up and distract Corbin. Titus goes to run down the ramp, but they stop him. Making fun of the big fall of the Greatest Royal Rumble, Titus gets on the apron, but acts like he trips again. Falling back to the floor, Corbin smirks at Titus, but Jose comes from behind and rolls him up for the win. After the match, Titus Worldwide celebrates as Corbin looks on. Jose starts dancing to celebrate the win as we go to replays. Jose then joins Titus Worldwide on stage as Corbin looks on upset. Announcers lead us to a video package for Make-A-Wish and World Wish Day. Still to come segment, Ronda Rousey will be in Natalia's corner. Back to commercial. That match is up next. Mickie James versus Natalya. Back for the ring. Out comes Mickie with Alexa at her side. We see footage from last week. Natalya was out next to a big Canadian pop. Ronda Rousey was with her. They go at it to start. Natalya takes control. Mickie ends up on the outside but comes back in. Natalya with more offense and a basement drop kick. Mickie turns it around by sending Natalya into turnbuckles face first, and then they using the hair. Mickie with a big kick to the chest and a quick pin attempt. Mickie keeps Natalya grounded with more offense and another 2 count. Natalya quickly turns around and goes for the sharpshooter, but Bliss gets on the apron. Natalya charges after her, but turns attention back to Mickie. Mickie takes the injured knee out. Rousey is stalking Bliss on the outside now as the fans cheer. Bliss hops off the apron and runs around the ring. Rousey chases her, and releases Natalya, taking advantage of the distraction and rolling Mickie up for the win. After the match, Natalya clutches her knee as the referee checks on her. Bliss looks on from the stage as Rousey enters the ring to assist Natalya. The music hits. Out comes Raw Women's Champion Nia Jax. Bliss runs from the stage, down the ramp, and through the crowd. Jax chases her and stops at ringside. Jax enters the ring and stares Rousey up and down. Sizing her up, she steps up in between Natalya and Rousey, but raises her arms in the air to a pop. Announcers go over backslash card for Sunday. Lashley and Strowman versus Sammy Owens. Sammy and Owens is added to the card. Back for the break, we get a video previously recorded backstage by Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Drew says when he speaks, it's real, just like he is. He says, while the other superstars are just coasting through life, playing on their phones and just happy to be here. There are 2 others who are positive that they belong here, and they are going to show why they belong. Ziggler also speaks and says it's about to become dangerous. Maybe the others should retreat to SmackDown. Ziggler says they didn't just come to Raw. Ziggler says they didn't come to Raw just to steal the show. They're going to take it. Intercontinental Championship match. Balor versus Rollins. We go to the ring. Out comes Balor for the main event. Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins out next for the second title defense. Bell rings And we get 4 more ring introductions from JoJo. The bell rings and they lock up, going at it. Rollins takes it to a corner, breaks after the referee counts. Balor comes right back and trade holds. Rollins ends up sending Balor to the floor and leaping out onto him. Rollins stands tall. We go to commercial. Back from the break, Rollins keeps control, keeping the attack on Balor. They get up and trade shots in the middle of the ring. Balor takes control, but Rollins boots him from the corner. More back and forth. Rollins does a blockbuster from the corner. Rollins with more offense and sending Balor down face first. Rollins then springboards in with a clothesline. Balor rolls to the floor for a breather as Rollins stands tall for a pop from the crowd. Rollins runs the ropes and nails a suicide dive to send Balor into the barrier. Rollins runs for another dive, but Balor meets him at the ropes with a kick to the face. Fan chant, "This is awesome now." They trade offense in the middle of the ring again. Balor nails a DDT for a 2 count. Rollins blocks a sling blade, but Balor comes right back with a drop kick. Balor looks to go for the 1916, but he drops Rollins with an elbow and holds it for a 2 count. More back and forth. Rollins with a sling blade and more offense. Rollins nails a jumping knee to the face for a close 2 count. Rollins cranks up for the blackout and tries to rally the crowd. Some fan chant, "Burn it down" now. Balor ends up blocking it and dropping Rollins. Balor goes to the top, but Rollins cuts him off. Rollins climbs up and they tangle, but Balor sends Rollins to the mat. Rollins runs right back up and nails a superplex. Rollins holds it for a Falcon Arrow, but Balor counters with it with the 1916. Balor comes right back and nails an overhead kick. Rollins responds with enziguri. Balor clothesline Rollins to the floor. Balor runs the ropes and leaps out onto Rollins. Balor with more offense and they bring him back in, including a big drop kick. Balor is forced to roll through on the coup de grace. Rollins misses the blackout. They trade roll-ups. Rollins misses the blackout again. Balor with another roll-up for a 2 count. Balor hits the sling blade this time as Balor charges, but Rollins flattens him with a super kick. Both guys are down in the middle of the ring. Rollins recovers first and ends up hitting the blackout for the pin and the win. After the match, Rollins clutches his title on the mat, but he's slow to get up. We go to replays. Rollins stands tall with the title as his music hits. He will now defend against The Miz Sunday at Backlash. Balor slowly getting to his feet. Rollins raises the title and has his arm raised by the referee as Raw goes off the air. Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and WWE Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe. Sheamus and Cesaro had been advertised as the dark main event for Raw in Montreal, but that did not happen. The post-show segment saw Rollins take the mic following his main event title defense over Finn Balor. As a fan recorded the video link, the Bell Center chanted, "Thank you, Rollins," as he waited in the ring. Rollins talked about how he wasn't exaggerating when he commented about how hard the job is and how the travel has been, but he also wasn't exaggerating when he said there's no other place he'd rather be. Rollins says he was speaking for the others in the locker room and added that the WWE Universe is truly his family as they make their ring feel like home. Again, go to that link. Thanks to Ambulance, after all went off the air. At WWE Rollins had a heart with the crowd. I was almost in tears. The grind is real, guys. I'm the proudest wrestling fan now. Hashtag WWE Montreal. Hashtag WWE Raw. And that concludes my Raw and WWE main event results. Thanks again. Peace out. See you later.